What's up, everyone? And we are back in with Rob Dukes, and then we've kind of been going through, we've been here for a while, going through all the history of stuff. We're coming to the point now where it's 2013, really, Gary started writing the Blood In, Blood Out, correct?
Yeah, I didn't hear it till 14.
You heard it in 14. When did you start? When would you first hear it?
When they went to Tom's house. So I came out. We went to Japan. And we...
Thrash Domination?
Yeah. We were in Japan. I went and got tattooed by Hiroshi 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
By hand, huh?
Yeah.
How does that hurt?
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was killer. So I got tattooed. Then we do the show. And one night, before the show, me, Lee, Tom, and Jack sitting, and we said, we should do this one different. We should do this one where we actually rehearse together and we go through the songs like as we like a band would do them in the old days. Like, go through them and maybe pick apart parts, maybe make them better, maybe like do it that way. And then, great plan. I agree. Come home, fly back out a couple weeks later, and everything's done. Like, we're okay. They're doing the drums, but Jack is doing the engineering, and Andy's not doing the vocals. And at that time, nothing against Jack. I love Jack. I love you, Jack. But the difference was working with Andy. I didn't have to sing the whole line all the way through over and over again. Jack wasn't able at this time to be able to edit in like a word if I fucked up. You know what I mean? I have to start all over.
Right.
And the descent had started with me. I felt a lot of the songs are very repetitious. Now, I could have just kept my mouth shut and just went along with it if I wanted to keep my job, even though it wouldn't have mattered because the business decisions I think were being made behind the scene with Metal Maria and Chuck. And I actually, in front of everyone, like challenged Chuck because Chuck was now managing the band. And I was like, and we're halfway through the record. And they said, well, Chuck's going to manage the band. I go, you don't see it as a conflict of interest? Like a little bit? Like, you don't think Chuck's going to... And I said this to Chuck, to his face. I said, look, you're telling me that you're not going to... If you get an opportunity, you're not going to have Testament? You're going to give Exodus the gig? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I wouldn't do that, so I know you're not going to do that. He's like, I wouldn't do that. I go, dude, you're not being honest with me. You're not being honest with yourself. And it caused like a thing. And everyone was mad at me because, the boys don't like confrontation.
There's no confrontation, right?
They don't like that. And... I was being that. And it wasn't the songs. The songs were the songs. Like, I thought BTK was killer. Dude, you did BT Killer awesome. You know what I mean? And there were certain things about it that I thought that man, I don't want to shit on it. But
no, that's fine.
Some of it just seemed like it just regurgitated that I was like, this song sounds like that song, and this song sounds like this song, and it started to weigh on me that. And like I said, I could have just kept my mouth shut and just played the game and not rocked the boat, but it wasn't my nature. My nature was, no, man, we're better than this, man. We need to top ourselves over the last thing we did, and I didn't feel like it was doing that. I felt like it was like actually declining a little bit. You know what I mean? In my eyes, from my position. And then, but it didn't mean that I didn't give everything I had. I gave everything I had on the vocals, but Jack was beating me up because I was constantly not able to, like, especially with some of the timing stuff. Like, you've never done it before, and now you're expected to do it for forever. This is the CD, man. This is forever.
So did you feel that it's easier at this point or more comfortable for yourself to work with a producer or have Andy in there to kick your ass? Because I worked with Andy, and he can kick your ass and pull stuff out of you sometimes that you may not find yourself. Was that the way you felt?
Yeah, I did. And I thought they were shortchanging us by sending Andy home after the drums, and I just felt like, well, man, come on, man. Like, let's just fucking spend the money and pay them and then fucking do it. And, you know, and that's not the path they wanted to go. They, you know, and you know, like I said, man, I've buried all this. I was angry.
Yeah, that's why I know you were, and I'm glad you have, and it's so great that
I was angry for about a year, and then when or maybe even longer, when Gary called me, you know, because look, man, I'm fucking now I'm 47 years old. I got married 5 days before, and you fucking fire me, and now I have. If I was by myself, if I was just me, I wouldn't have given. I would have been okay with it. I was responsible for another human being.
Sure.
I just moved my entire life from my comfortable New York upbringing to a place where I know one person. Right. I don't even know him that well. I know him from touring and like watching him when I was a kid. I knew Roger Moret from Agnostic Front. It's the only guy I knew. And, you know, so, dude, it was, I remember telling my wife, man, just, you know, we're going to be okay, man. It's fine. We're fine. You know, man, I'll sell my car, and that'll get us like a year rent, and we'll be fine. We'll be okay. I'll figure it out. We'll be okay. But in my head, I was fucking terrified.
Right.
And my career ended. I felt like they took something from me that I earned, that I deserved, but I was looking at it wrong. I was looking at it from that. I didn't deserve anything. I didn't earn anything. I was grateful to be there, and I tried to do the right thing. I remember writing a statement and putting it out there. You know, I was grateful. I was grateful for going to over 100 countries in my lifetime, playing in front of the millions of people that I got to play through over 10 years. I mean, you know, I was grateful for every opportunity that was given to me. I was honestly grateful, but it was also I was angry, and I had every right to be angry. You know what I mean? It was like, and it wasn't like. But I wasn't able to see it for what it was until a year later. It took me a year. And the truth is that my part in it, had I been honest from the beginning, and I had said, because there were times when I didn't want to rock the boat, was we are making fucking mistakes. And if you guys all want to go to this next level that you all talk about, then let's put our fucking money where our mouth is and do it the way, change it the way we're doing it. You've done it this way all this time, and you've always gotten what you got, right? But if you bring in, say, you change the game, and nothing against Andy, but if we bring in Colin Richardson, bring in fucking Zeus, bring in somebody that outside the game who had his own ideas of looking at things, and maybe corral some of the chaotic stuff that was going on, and maybe go, no, you know what, the song does sound like that song. Maybe we should fucking take this riff and just, you know, let producers do what they do. Let you know, a guy like Bob Rock come in, and, you know, it's like we did with Metallica. Now, not saying that
Mutt Lange, people like that made bands because of their producer skills.
But it wasn't. It would have been. I thought it would have been awesome for somebody like Colin Richardson or Zeus to come in and take Gary Holt and sit him down and go, this is awesome, but we can make this better. Let's try this and try that. And that's what I thought. That's what the plan originally was. And to not have that happen, I should have just. I mean, it's hard to go, oh, I'm glad I did what I did. Man, I lost my gig in Exodus, and it was a fucking fun job, man. It was fun. But that being said, as I sit here today in front of you, I'm glad that everything worked out the way it did. And I was glad that Gary called me a year later, and I spoke with him, and he was legitimately sorry. I knew he was, and he said, I want you to come to San Francisco, and I was like, well, how does Zed feel? Like it was Zed's idea. So because of you, I came to the chapel. You actually weren't there.
They thought that I was going to be anti that because they were like, well, let's do this chapel show and we're going to get Rick. And I go, well, then if you're going to get Rick, why don't you call Dukes and have him come out? And they all looked at me like I had the plague on my face. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, yeah, why not? I go, I don't care what everybody else thinks. I had nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I like singing his songs. I think, honestly, it would show all the Exodus fans, and which it has, that, you know, there's no bullshit. And then this Exodus is, there's Paul's area, and then there's my early area, and there's your area, and then there's my area again. It's just, it's all Exodus. You know what I mean?
Dude,
There's
I'm
no,
the fucking Blaze Bailey. Fucking.
well, you keep saying that. You've said that before.
Fucking
But,
Bailoff was Deano.
I'll tell you
You're
what.
Dickinson, and I'm fucking
I
Blaze
tell you
Bailey.
what. I tell you what. I don't think Blaze Bailey made an impact on the Maiden fans that you made on the Exodus fans. So that I'd have to put you up
honestly,
a little higher than that.
I'll be honest with you. I've never heard Blaze Bailey sing once. I don't even.
Honestly,
I have no idea what he
his
sounds
albums with Maiden. Are
I don't know what they
good.
say.
They're heavy.
I know John Bush is awesome. That's
my favorite.
But I
John
like
Bush
Joey
is my
too.
favorite.
I mean,
I love Joey,
yeah,
but
Paul's my favorite fucking Iron Maiden singer.
yeah, I love him. I love him too. And Bon, come on, Bon's
dude.
even though I take nothing away from Brian Johnson.
No, I love the guy.
Now, listening to Blood In, Blood Out myself, because again, when I was going into do the vocals, I learned off of your vocal tracks, and I felt that your albums before had so much more to it vocally. Did you feel that the songs didn't grab you, so your vocal performance was not as? I mean, I thought Exhibit P was your opus almost, and then the very next record, it was like you didn't want to be there, or it seemed
There
like
was so that assumption has been said to me a bunch of times. You know, even Lee said it. He goes, "Your heart wasn't in it," and I go, and that's, you know, my ego, which I don't have a big ego. It's not like I'm an egotistical dick, but I can tell you that. When I was in the microphone, I was giving my best. I was giving all I had. What I felt inside was that the songs weren't as good. The songs, like to me, they felt rushed. I thought some of the lyrics felt rushed, and I thought it was one of those things. You know, me and Gary look at music very differently, and I think that's why we kind of worked. Whereas Gary will write the lyrics before he writes the music, and he fits it in. Where I write the music, write the melody, and then fill in the words to the melody.
That's how I do it. That's
so
exactly how.
And it just, a lot of times for me, it felt like, it just felt like, it was just, and it nothing against. I mean, it's hard to say it without sounding like a dick, but it was very, like, I remember singing one song going like, dude, this is that other song, and then hearing the lead going, that's the lead from that other song. And I think that alone, trying to take my ego out of it, maybe my heart wasn't in it. I wish that it wasn't, but I'm like, well, again, it's, at the moment I knew I was giving all I could, but there were the factors against me was, one, I didn't think the material was as strong as what we'd already done. I wanted it to be better. It's like setting a bar for yourself and then not giving at least that measure, you know what I mean? And I thought that, as much as I love Jack, he was an Andy Sneap, and working with Andy, there was something to working with Andy that
he's a producer, so
that pulls it out of me. I mean, he would, dude, I would sing. I remember talking to Halford about it, dude. Because he did Halford with Priest.
Yeah, he
maybe do fucking 10 fucking takes of each line. When you do 10 takes of each line, and then he fucking pieces them together, and then you get back something, and you're like, wow, that's the way I sang that, huh? Cool. No, it wasn't. It was the way Andy put it together.
Right.
Because
it's true.
And then all of a sudden now you have a template. Well, now I'm going to go do that live because that's better. Because Andy knew what the fuck he was doing.
Right.
But now you're just leaving it, to me, raw. You know what I mean? And I thought not having Andy there for the vocals made me mad. Not mad. It just made me like a little disheartened, I guess. Because working for 2 albums with Andy, I knew what to expect. Okay, no matter what template I was given, I knew that Andy was going to make me do it the right way. And when we were doing it, it wasn't that. I was singing with a room full of Christmas decorations.
Yes, I sang to those same decorations.
You know what I mean? And it was like this. It was white. There was no ambiance. There was no. I wanted to. When I do the Generation Kill record, dude, I was doing it in candlelight. I was doing it like with red lights, and there was a mood. There was a. I don't do it in daylight, man.
Some singers need that. I'm one that I can go into the Christmas ornaments, and if that's the job, and I can do it.
At the time, like when I sang Exhibit B, what was in front of me? You ever seen that picture of the atomic bomb going off?
Yes, and the cloud.
Just the cloud, right?
Yes.
I had that right in front of me the whole time. Right, big. It was like a 36 by 45, and I just stuck it on the wall, and I was like, yeah, that's what the fuck I want to look at. When I sang Shovelhead, I had a vial of Paul's ashes.
Oh, really?
Right on the chair in front of me, underneath my mic.
Yeah, they were on when we just did the thing, they were on the soundboard. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I so there was always, and that that element, and then
certain singers, David Wayne, the old singer for Metal Church, sang nude. He would make a pentagram in tape. He'd go into the room and he would take all his clothes off.
Did they ever tell stories about me being nude?
No.
No?
Like, but you can if you'd like, Rob. I mean,
I'll tell you what. So, I love making everyone. I like making people uncomfortable. There's just something fun about that, right? So we're playing Venezuela, right? We're in Venezuela. We played a gig, and Gary and Lee get in this fucking argument right during the show. Like, I don't remember what it was, but Lee, I quit. Fuck this band, and we're all backstage. I took all my clothes off. And I just stood there in front of them, my little fucking shriveled up fucking stage dick. Just stand there, and they're trying to be mad, and I'm just standing in front of them. And I go, "What are you guys mad about?" And I'm just standing there, and they couldn't keep their shit together, and I they all started laughing, but I would take I was naked all the fucking time. I didn't give a fuck.
So now I know a story that kind of intertwines with that, because you did an interview with this lady journalist in France. And so, so I'm not going to tell what I'm doing the interview. And I'm going to tell, but I'm doing the interview and she wouldn't look at me. And so I do the whole interview with her and she was really polite and she's looking down. So I go back in the fucking dressing room and I was like, oh, did you do that interview, Zetro? I'm like, yeah. I go, it was because she came on the bus. I go, it was the fucking weirdest thing though. I go, she wouldn't look me in the eye. And they're laughing. I go, what? He goes, Duke's fucked with her. He said he did an interview with her and we told her that she couldn't look him in the face. So I go, no way. I go, really? He goes, oh yeah, he did that type of shit all the time. So then I did an interview with her like the next summer we came back. This was, I think, 15. We came back and she's all, I do another interview and I go, hey, you can look at me. And she's all, it's okay. I'm like, yeah. And then I knew the story. I says, you can look at me. I go, that was the other singer. I think he had a corp about that, but I'm okay with it. But Lee and Gary, Gary wasn't out. Lee and Tom, they were saying, yeah, dude, Dukes told her that she couldn't look at him, or no, we told her that she couldn't look at Dukes during the interview. And so, because I said, she's like asking me, and she's like looking away, and I'm like, what, I got boogers on my fucking nose? Is she on drugs and she can't look me in the eye? And that's what it was.
I did one. I stood. I was in a. Do you want to do an interview? I want to do it before the show, and she's like, no, we'll do it after. I go, you want to do it after? Great. So I fucking came out in a towel, and like halfway through the interview, I just dropped the towel. I'm like, oh, sorry, but let's just finish this. And I just sat there, my fucking balls hanging out.
Damn, you got way more. You got way more balls than I.
Did you ever hear Did they ever tell you the story of Sweden with the guy with the socks? Okay, last show's in Sweden, right? I've been wearing the same clothes for 2 months, right? They are disgusting. Me and Lee.
Stage clothes or clothes, period.
Stage clothes. Right, so me and Lee had a bet who could go to Longos without taking a shower. You could baby wipe
He's
your balls.
pretty good at that, though.
You could baby wipe your balls and your armpits, and you could brush your teeth, but you couldn't wash your hair and you couldn't shower, and you had to wear the same clothes every day. So me and Lee go on this contest. Matter of fact, everybody on the bus fucking hated us. They were so mad at us for doing this stupid contest that Gary came to almost tears one day. He's like, you fucking smelly motherfucker. He was, dude. And it was, dude, I would take my dick out to piss and gag from the smell coming off my balls. Dude, it was so bad.
Oh, God.
Right? Me and Lee, so Lee wins. I did 22 days.
I could see that.
He did 24 because he had to go, well, if you did that, I'm going to do 2 more days. I'm like, I couldn't take, I had long hair at the time, and I couldn't take the itching in my fucking head anymore. So I washed my hair.
Was he taking the white stuff off the shirts?
He was taking the white.
The white.
Dude, he had white schmegma on his dick. I bet he. Because he's fucking uncircumcised. You ever seen this fucking hammer? The thing is like fucking. Horse. Thing's scary as fuck.
Hung like a horse. That kid.
Scary as fuck. Oh my God. Poor Celeste. Anyway. So
Don't edit that, Wayne. Don't you? Celeste is one of my best viewers. You don't even know.
So we do this fucking thing, and then at the last show, right? I've been wearing the same socks and the same gig, same clothes, right, for 6 weeks. The last show we're in Sweden. I take off my shirt and I just throw it in the crowd. Then I take off my
and
pants.
they threw it back.
No, some fucking crazy fan.
Of course.
Fighting over it.
Of course.
Take off my shorts, throw them in the crowd. I take my sneakers, I throw them in the crowd. And all that's left is my socks. And I'm standing on stage with the fucking crowd, standing there fucking naked, and I take my socks off. And some guy, I'm not even this makes me gag thinking about it. Give me the sock. I'm like, you don't want the sock, dude. I've been wearing it for 6 weeks. He goes, give me the sock. Dude, he took it and he wrung it into his mouth.
Oh, God. I hope everybody's gagging at home because I'm gagging. Oh, my God. He did not.
Dude.
Germany?
Sweden.
Oh, Sweden.
Dude, this guy had... He was there with the hottest chick in the crowd. Yeah.
Fuck.
No, you know the Fleet underwear story? That's bad. This is way worse.
Yes, this
Dude,
is where...
I started fucking... Dude, you're fucking... What are you doing? Like, dude, I was fucking grossed out by... But those are Exodus fans, man.
I'm telling you. And they just die for it. Unbelievable. Tell us what you're doing now. I've had you here all fucking day long. Tell us what you're doing, where we can get your stuff. And,
okay, so working on a new Generation Kill record.
Which we're going to try to release. You're going to release it digitally, right?
Digital, and then we're having... I'm probably going to do vinyl and all that extra shit through someone else. So I don't know what Nucleoblast's going to do. Right now it's digital. So it's coming out. When's your guys' record coming out?
Not till summer.
Ours is coming out like late spring, right? So you've heard the songs.
Yes.
I think you've heard 3 songs.
Yes,
right?
those 3 songs are great.
There's 10 songs and a cover. I'm not going to say the cover, but it was really fun. No one's ever done it before that I heard, that I know of.
As long as it moves you, that's what
weird.
matters.
It's fucking one of my favorite songs ever. So, and then, so this album is we did, it's a lot of thrash, dude. There's one kind of mellower song. It's not mellow, but it has like I sang on it rather than I harmonized the whole time. It's kind of cool. That's the one song. And what's fucked up is I did it so we had a bunch of songs written and we threw them all out and started over because we got a new bass player. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with the...
Is it you and the guitar player that write most of the stuff, right?
Me and the 2 guitar players.
And you're writing riffs as well, right?
No. I did that on the first record, and so I stopped doing that because those guys are just vicious guitar players. So I just, you know what, you do your thing. But the way it works is they send me riffs individually to a drum beat, to a drum machine or whatever, and then I pick the riff for the verse and the chorus, and then I let them, and then we kind of compose it together, like, do this twice, or do this 8 times, go back to this, and then here's the, whatever solo section.
So you're composing as well.
That's how I did. We're All Gonna Die. I kind of put all that together. I composed all that. So what it does is it allows, like, those guys are like, like riffs are like, they just write them and they're just, yeah, we fucking, but once we put them together, then it becomes like, okay, so I think this will work. And then sometimes you're like, hey, it doesn't work. Let's try something else and we'll do. But most of the time, like, I got one riff at a time and then I just put them together and piece them together. And then they go and then they, pre-production them and then we went in and that's how we've been writing. And I usually, like you, I write the melody. Like what I do is I play them and I come up with a melody.
I'll just mouth aimless words or nothing, and then just to get the melody,
like
and then
la 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 la,
right, and then fit the words in there.
Fit the words in there, and that's kind of what gives, and gives that feel to it. I think that's what when Exodus comes, I mean Gary really loves the guitar riff. It's all about the riff, and it's all about the riff. And I think the vocals came second. And I think that was one of the things that started to kind of weigh on me too. Was I know that, and it's. Thrash is thrash, but he's the god of fucking thrash metal. So who the fuck am I gonna tell? Who the fuck am I to tell Gary Holt to change the way he does shit?
Yeah,
I'm an asshole for even thinking that I have that power or that you know what I'm saying? Like it just seems kind of.
I'd never have second guessed him musically ever, really,
No,
honestly, Rob.
I
I
did
just
once.
never have.
I did once.
Never second.
During Iconoclasm. You know that middle riff? I said.
Why isn't that a song?
That's what I said.
Dude,
he didn't talk to me for 2 days
the
over that.
new record, he's got a lead rhythm section that I'm like, and I looked over at Altus after I said him all, he did it again. So what? I go, this is the best goddamn rhythm on the album, and it's leads over the rhythm. And then, that rhythm in fucking Iconoclasm is my favorite part of the song.
We didn't talk for 2 days. I was like, Gary, this riff needs to be the meat of a song.
I'm telling you.
And scrap the rest of it or figure it out. But that needs to be the meat. And he was like, no, it's the soul. So, okay. Whatever.
I've been saying that since I've been playing that fucking song. And on the new record,
I'll never forget.
There's
you called me an asshole because you're an asshole.
And when I first started playing that song, because a lot of the times Gary wasn't with us, Cragen played with us, and so I would be like, I go up to Lee and go, you know that rhythm that you play lead over? How come that isn't a fucking? She goes, we said the same thing. Me and Duke said the same thing when he was writing it. I'm like. I go, honestly, it's the best rhythm on the fucking record. That should be a song. And on this new one, there's a section in there where I had to say, I'm all, okay, why are we writing a lead over that rhythm? That rhythm is a song. And it's like.
But so the amount of balls that I had in 2014 to think that I could change the dynamic of this thing was it's kind of dumb when I think about it now. But that being said, I'm grateful you're doing your thing and happy doing it. And I'm grateful that I'm doing my thing. And Generation Kill is cool. And, I build cars for a living. We talked about it before.
And you love that. And it's great to do your passion.
And I love being a car builder. I take big time pride in it. Like when I finish a fucking car, I just finished a, $50,000 fucking car for someone. And they fucking love it. They fucking cried when they saw it, man. I'm fucking awesome.
That's awesome, and that's great.
I mean? It took me 2 years to build this car. It's not a TV show.
And just think about this, and looking at the turn of events that happened. Mm-hmm. Look how grateful you are that you have that, and that maybe you wouldn't be doing that right now if you would have.
I wouldn't have been doing it because I didn't have the time.
You know what I mean?
Touring too
exactly, and it's like the few things that I dip into, but man. That just kind of like Doors. Like at least if this thing ever went boom and just went crash, and I had to go, I could go back in the union and go do commercial doors because I had that behind me.
Yeah, that skill.
Now you fucking
that's a skill set.
Work on cars and you love it and it's great and you're fucking
good
at it.
Cool shit, man. I drive a old school Corvette that's fucking.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
I got bugs. I do cool shit, man.
So now you're comfortable.
My boss got a blown Nova. He's got a Nova with a blower on it, man. He's got a badass fucking Baja sand rail with a fucking. When we build fucking awesome cool shit. When people come in our shop, they're like, "What the fuck?" So that's why if you're in Phoenix, are you coming back to pick up your bike?
If I can't get it driven out, I am. I have a friend out there. He's might bring it back for me. So
I think you should come out. I think you should come hang out with me. And I think you should come to my shop and I'll hang out with you for a couple.
Awesome.
I think you should come out.
That would be great.
And if you want, when is it going to be done?
Not till February or March.
You know what I'll do? Here's what we'll do. You're gonna ride. Why don't you ride it back? Don't be a
I
pussy.
know. Because it's here. I brought the parts there. I only took the tanks, the fenders, the cases.
I would say you bring the bike. I'll fucking ride.
Oh,
back
I would have. Believe me, I'd be. But they do Bike Week in Phoenix every year, and I was thinking about going to Bike Week.
So Bike Week is that's when they do. You know who played it last year was fucking. Mike Ness's band. Fuck, Social D.
Social D.
Yeah, man. I was out there. I went out there, man. A bunch of guys went out. We rode out there. I had a Buell at the time, so I rode my Buell with all these Harley guys.
Yeah.
And then we went to Pennywise and Danzig the week after. And so, yeah, man. Last year, I know you had Lars on, which was
He's a great guy. I love that guy. Old friend right there. Old friend casuals.
I got up and sang with Lars. I got up and sang with Machine Head. Overkill didn't invite me up to sing, so they can go fuck themselves. I love it.
I know. I know.
So
you wouldn't be you if you didn't do that. That's what I want from you, Rob. Come on.
So, and then, I'm still, it's all the people, I have like street cred, you know what I mean? And, I get Gary
Believe
Holt
me, you have cred, and it's not like they respect the shit out of you. But all of them,
when I was in the band,
every
they didn't.
single one of them.
I was in the band. I'm not. The band did, but I'm talking about like when the fans. When I was in the band, dude. Like I said, nobody ever said it to my face. But there was a website, dude, called We Hate Rob Dukes, and I joined. I registered and joined. Me and Tommy from Metalocalypse, the Tommy Blocko, we were on the phone together, and I'm like, dude, there's a website called We Hate Rob. He goes, dude, let's join. So we joined, and we just started shitting on me. I was like, oh, he's fucking fat, and he fucking, can't remember the fucking words. He's fucking, fucking I just started shitting on myself worse than anybody else could. And then Tommy copied and pasted, but he wrote it in Spanish, and he did it right under. So,
nice.
So it was fucking,
that's awesome. Oh yeah, I've got many. Come on, Rob. If you're in this position, you're gonna get them. You're gonna get them.
We got to talk about the Exodus Facebook page, which is fucking. I stopped going on. I can't. I was like, have you seen it? Who's better? Zetro?
I won't go there.
Okay.
I never.
So
I don't
stopped
play
doing
that
it.
game.
So what I did was
play that game.
I went on there and I said, look, you fucking idiots, stop fucking doing this. I said, you got to look at it like stages of a band's era. I did mine. I love Zet. He's a good man. He's a good person. And stop doing this. Because it was happening every day. And it's like, bring back Dukes. I go, I don't want, stop doing that, please. And so they're like, oh, I can't believe Dukes is actually talking on here. I go, yeah, I've occasionally I would. And then I just stopped. I was like, I'm done. You guys are ridiculous.
I just don't. I won't get involved in it. I won't get involved in it. And what's great is I do hear a lot of people say, I think that's really cool that you sing Rob's era's songs. And I'm like, because some people Joey won't sing John Bush's eras of Anthrax, and there's certain singers.
I sang your fucking songs.
That's what I sang, Bailoffs, and I said, I love singing Rob's songs. I go, honestly, if you got, I'm making the set. I'm like, let's do this one. Let's do this one. No, let's do one off Fabulous. I sang that album for 40 years. I want to do this one. So
here's, I talked to Wayne before, and I was gonna wait till after, but I'm gonna just say it now because fuck it, because we're feeling it. So I think it would be awesome, since we both have records come out, if Generation Kill opened for Exodus and I came out and sang a couple songs.
I would welcome that, and I think
I don't want you to say because you feel obligated to say.
No. Honestly, to tell you this, you're welcome. Anytime we play, I will go. Yeah. Rob's gonna sing these songs. I would love that. Yeah. But if we went out, I would love you to come up every night, and do 2, 3. I don't care. Yeah. Doesn't matter. I think it's a good idea.
I think the fans would fucking love
fucking
it. And it helps them out Generation
Plus it other than Paul, who can't be here anymore, it brings both of those eras of Exodus together, and I have no problem. And you know who would welcome the shit out of that? Gary and Lee and Tom would love to fucking do that.
Not Jack though, man. Fuck Jack.
Yeah, Jack would love to do it. But you know what? Those guys, because they're the ones that are pulling the strings, and they would love it. And I would welcome that in a minute. I've said many times, like,
well, they told me that you were responsible for me coming to the chapel, which, I appreciate it.
Well, it was,
for some weird reason, there was always like this,
because it's created because he's the ex-guy, so it has to be that way. It's like,
but
Diano has to hate Dickinson, or it's like, Halford has to hate Ripper Owens, or whoever.
But I never did. It wasn't.
Sammy had to hate Dave, and Dave had to hate Sam. It was like, I'm the same way. It's like what Dave was like. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know Rob, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I love the songs he did, and his era of Exodus is killer. Yeah. It's very violent. To me, that after tempo, that era turned Exodus from being that tongue-in-cheek kind of fun to like brutally violent. Totally, it's a complete different transition in my eyes.
Yeah,
and I see that, and I think, to your credit, it's continued now. I mean, a lot of the writing that they do, I feel, is from a lot more from your era than from my initial era. In my eyes.
Let me ask you. So when because I was a fan from the Bonded days all the way up until what came after Fabulous?
But impact is imminent.
Okay, so I tuned out at that point, right? For whatever reason. But did you think that you guys were going like that campy kind of anthraxy kind of direction, and but there were, because you know what's fucked up is Bonded was very dark, like the lyrics are dark, and then it kind of took this
Pleasures
turn.
was too kind of.
Pleasures was dark, dude,
and
it
then
was fucking
Fabulous kind of Fabulous kind of came to her like, you know, we're tongue in cheek now.
But Fabulous, the song is fucking brutal.
Great. So there's brutal stuff, Cage in Hell, like Father Like Son, but I think everybody was into the Not guy, and then we had the little Rex guy, and there was this guy, and it was like, and it was kind of like, no, the mentality definitely changed. By Tempo of the Damned, we were like,
dark.
We're fuck you,
Yeah.
we're fuck you, and we're all fucked up, and we don't even have a record label, we don't have no money, we had to borrow the money from this guy to record the album, and through all of the history of the band's business, we came out with nothing. This is all we got. So I think that that's why that exemplified that. And I feel that even through the years when you know, through Shovelheaded, and that the band really had not captured the fan base back again. You guys struggled financially. I heard about it. You know what I mean?
I think up until Exhibit B,
correct.
We started to get ahead of the game.
And I think that made the music very brutal and very violent, and Gary took a real dark writing turn at that point, and he started writing tongue in cheek and got really.
I got Exodus banned from the whiskey forever.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that was me. That caused that shit.
You did.
Well, fucking Trent Reznor was there. What was I gonna do? Not do that?
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Tell him.
Get banned from the whiskey forever.
Tell him what you did.
I just fucking incited a fucking.
Yeah.
Just. They said it was the craziest show they'd ever seen.
That's what I heard.
It was, the whiskey was like, this is the most violent, fucked up thing I've ever seen here. And the owner was really mad, like really mad.
And now I heard that they really didn't want you guys to play there. First of all, because they knew the reputation of Exodus, and the whiskey was more the hair, and they didn't really have brutal.
Well,
in my day, we never got to play there. They wouldn't have us.
Yeah.
Maybe we were a little too big at the time, but they would not let us. I've never played the whiskey.
You want to hear an inside story?
Totally.
So I knew that the Doors and Van Halen and fucking all those bands.
Sure, that was there.
Right? So walking to the stage from the dressing room, because you're up on top of the dressing room, and you come through the top, and then you come down those stairs. Dude, I started crying come down the stairs because I knew what the fuck I was getting into. I didn't start crying. I just got like, wow, this is fucking heavy. And then I stood on the stage, and I had to turn around to Tom because my eyes were welling up because I knew fucking Morrison stood here.
Right.
Fucking David Lee Roth stood here. And I was fucking
Jimi Hendrix.
I was fucking shaking, man. It was fucking crazy. And then the intro's going, and the lights are off, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then like this. I got chills thinking about it. Dude, I fucking came out and I went fucking crazy. I was out of my fucking mind. And they fed off that. And those little fucking LA fuckers, man, they went
Satanico Hispanicos. Dude, we love them. We fucking love them.
So, dude,
they're out of their mind.
They're out of their minds, right? So the next night, like 2 nights later, we play San Francisco, right? And we had just killed the whiskey, and they got, I remember the manager going, yeah, you guys you're never coming back here. You're banned forever. All right, whatever, cool. Awesome. That's like a fucking badge of honor, you know what I mean? So I go, we're playing in San Francisco, and this was the one time that Gary got really mad at me on stage. Like, he never showed it. He would always, like, roll his eyes and give me that look, but he never got mad. He was legitimately mad because we're playing in San Francisco, and I said to the crowd, I go, you guys are a bunch of fucking pussies. Because we played Hollywood the other night, and they make you look like a bunch of fuck. We're at fucking Lilith Fair, you motherfuckers. And the crowd went fucking nuts. And Gary was like, no, he didn't mean that. And then Tom started playing, and then you know what happened? Fucking stage diving, fucking man. San Francisco lit it the fuck up and was like, but I said that to him. When I said that to him, he got me. He's like, dude, you can't say that.
What venue? Do you remember? Regency. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
when I would fuck up and say stuff every once in a while that was fucked up, right? I would say things like that would just like, but I'll tell you this, when we did the Slayer Rob Zombie tour, I was perfect. I never said the whole tour. Lee said that's the first tour you've ever done where you never said anything fucked up. Because it felt like big time. We're playing like arenas now, sold out hockey arenas. We played.
I heard.
We played
We played the Saddle Dome. I heard. You guys were in their fucking dressing room. Son of a bitch. I heard all about it.
Dude, I said Winnipeg. We were in Winnipeg. I was like, look. I feel honored that I'm gonna play here, and you guys have a fucking hockey team now, and I fucking and the crowd.
They got the Jets back. Yeah, they got the Jets back.
And it was like, and it was so warm and fucking awesome, dude. It was fucking great.
Their Canadian fans are the greatest.
Dude, I was in the Boston dressing room.
Oh God, you fucker.
Yeah.
How great is that?
I was in the Calgary Flames, dude.
I know. I heard all about it.
And the whole time I was like, Zet over
I
here.
bet you were. I bet you were. Fucking. And I've been watching them since 85, 86 season. And Exodus has never played in a Calgary while I've been in the band. Because I get messages all the time. Zet, when you come to Canada? I'm like, I don't know.
I'll tell you this, man. Canada became like one of the killer spots to play
Still.
metal.
I love it.
We played Saskatoon, man. They went off the fucking chain. They were crazy. It was great. There was so much stage diving that it was like we had to have the crew guard Gary's pedals and Lee's shit because they were knocking shit over. It was fucking mayhem.
I love shows like that.
Yeah.
I fucking love shows.
Have you seen the DVD?
Which one?
The Exodus DVD that I did with Craig, and I did a DVD. It has Vakken on it, and then there's like a little.
Yes, I have seen that.
You seen the documentary?
Yes, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did all that. Was killer.
Yeah, that was
also the one with Carlos. I seen that one too.
I didn't see
South America. Carlos, German Carlos.
Yeah,
he did a video with you guys in South America.
I haven't seen it.
It's killer. It came out great.
Can you show it to me? I've never seen it.
It's online. That's
really?
how I saw it. It's Carlos from Germany.
Yeah, Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez. He came.
At my wedding.
Yeah. He
flew out for my wedding.
Yeah, he put it together, and it's you guys traveling through South America. Do you remember that?
I remember it, but I don't remember. I never saw it. Did I fish? Did I catch a stingray?
I don't remember if you fished in it, but
I caught a stingray on that trip.
You were hand. Like, you had a lot of times like on the plane, just getting there and getting in.
Right.
And it showed like, kind of like what Wayne did, like, it shows you like, fly from here to here, and he did it really good. It shows like on a plane. He did it really good.
It, man. Fuck.
Killer.
I'm gonna go watch that.
That's when I first saw it. I was like, wow, this is good stuff.
Yeah, I stayed in Parati for like a week.
I heard about that.
Went fishing. Dude, I caught a fucking 40-pound stingray with a fucking hand line. Where you reel it in by fucking hand with gloves on. You take the line and you just start pulling it in. Caught the stingray like this fucking big, and I'm holding it. Fucking Johnny, the sound guy, drank
knobs.
Yeah, he drank like a fucking. He was hallucinating. He was drinking. He drank so much Caparina. They had to fucking
Koshatza, because the Koshatza's in the Caparinis,
right?
Yeah.
So he actually said to me one day, he goes, "Rob, why does everyone hate me?" I said, "Because you're a piece of shit." And he was
nice.
No way. He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my!
Like, dude, he was hallucinating. I started fucking with it, dude. It was we had to pour water on him to get him out of bed. He wouldn't get out of bed. We dragged him out of bed. Him and fucking it was so crazy. It was so
Matthias.
much fun.
Matthias was on that.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
He's in Germany now. He's back in Germany, no longer in South America.
Yeah,
we've seen the last 2 times we were out there.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, hey man, I have kept you here all fucking day long. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Can we come back in and have you in and talk some more shit?
Fucking hey, man.
Let's see what happens with this and see what goes on. And
I can't believe we're not gonna fist fight. That's like the fans are
can. I know you guys want that, but we can pull the Rock'em Sock'em Robots out back again and go with that.
Zach, but thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
I hope because again, I get so many requests for so many different people, and people want to think what they want to think, and I was like, with you people, are you kidding me? When can we? Rob don't live up here. How can we get him up here? I'd love to have him. And this has actually been one of the best conversations, because I don't call this an interview. This is a conversation.
That it was, yeah.
And this is one of the best ones I've had. So thank you for coming in.
Absolutely, man. Fucking A.
I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully we can get more stuff like this. And
listen, when the new albums come out, when the Generation Echo comes out, when the Exodus album comes out, look, the music industry has been devastated by COVID and the way the world has become. And a lot of us, like you guys and everyone has just been hurting. So if the fans, if you want us to keep doing music, and I know that you do, and want us to keep producing stuff, can you please just spend the money and buy it? Like, buy it on iTunes. And it's, look, I know what a cup of coffee costs because I drink coffee every day. And I know that it's 3 cups of coffee that I drink is an album. And I don't steal music. I buy all my music. I buy my movies. So if you guys can just do that to help us. I mean, it's not even help us. It's just to let us keep doing it.
It'll keep going. It'll keep going. We've hit a lull in the world, in the entertainment industry especially, and it just,
even before that it wasn't great.
I mean, nobody. It's because we're metal, man, and metal is the last thing they look at. We need all of the fans to continue to be supportive of this and just keep buying the records, and hopefully, like Rob was saying, we'll do an Exodus Generation Kill thing, and I would welcome you on stage every night. I would sing with you and let you sing by yourself too. I think it'd be great. It'd be great for the fans, because especially now they haven't been able to go to live shows, and what a great way to come back. You know what I mean? And fucking give me, it'd be fucking killer. So we just need to make the powers that be have that happen.
My man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You guys, you know what to do. Leave me comments, and I'm sure you're going to be leaving me a ton, and we will be reading them. And, of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you like this exclusive things, we can try doing more of this type of stuff. But, we'll see you real soon inside Zetro's Toxic Vault. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Awesome. This is great.